officially live, and audio is good, so we are unmuted. And hello, welcome everyone to joining us for another session of the Couch Cooperative. I'm the Dungeon Master Ethan. It's a pleasure to be here as we continue through our 5th edition journey of Curse of Strahd. Now, I know you guys are like, hey, Ethan, it looks like you were in a room with a guy who said, I didn't ask how big the room was. I said I cast Fireball. Yes, I have been sunburned. I understand. I'm afflicted. We'll get over it soon. I just can't cast Lesser Restoration. So, with that being said, you get to enjoy my glossy shoulders while we journey through the darkened lands of Barovia in the Curse of Strahd. We've taken a couple bits of breaks just here and there just because the season that we're in, it's summer, vacations, all that fun stuff. So just look forward to, as the summer concludes itself, for us to continue to pick ourselves up back to our weekly basis and having the fun that comes with that. With that being said, we don't have any on-stream announcements, but I personally have an announcement, and I'm sorry guys, if this is a little bit of a self-promo. Over on my personal stream channel, I stream personally. I play a bunch of RPG games where I wear this helmet. Yeah, you gotta be there. On Paladin Right, okay? I'm getting ready tomorrow to start a brand new game. I just got done with the Resident Evil series, so I'm about to start playing Cuphead. When I play Cuphead, I am a masochist, so I'm going to institute a death challenge where if I die a certain amount of times, I have to take a shot glass of Hot One's hot sauce. So if you want to see me suffer, go ahead and drop me a follow over on Paladin Right. Go ahead and watch it, and you won't be upset. I will. You won't. So that's the only announcement that I have. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our session, and let's kind of wrap a bit of a retelling of what it was that had happened the session prior. So without further ado, last we left off, our adventuring group had traveled to the town of Vallaki alongside Ismark Kolyanovich and Irina Kolyanovich, who had... You guys had banded together under the recognition that Irina and Helena, our paladin, look incredibly similar. In fact, they could be mistaken for twins. And furthermore, that this isn't the only person that they look like. That they look incredibly familiar to someone that Strahd has been long after. So in order to keep everyone safe, the idea was to go to Vallaki and use that as an opportunity to kind of stay away from the castle Ravenloft, which was closer to the town of Barovia. You guys had been attacked. You guys were attacked by Strahd before you had left, and had safely then made it to Vallaki after the fact, and had begun to talk with some of the people that were there. You had gotten an opportunity to meet the Martikovs, which were a family based in the tavern. They owned it, they ran it, and they gave you a little bit of some information regarding someone that they knew that may have matched the description of one of the fortune cards that you'd been read from the Taroka reading by the Vistani, which was that of the Raven. Allegedly, they have and I believe it was his uncle, who is at the Wizard of Wine's vineyard, and they were going to go over there, and he was willing to bring you, but he couldn't until after this upcoming festival. The town is preparing for this big festival of light, and so you have about 3 days before he's capable of even bringing you there, but he'll bring you to meet this guy who's a part of his family, and if he's someone that can help you defeat Strahd, then you're one step closer to fulfilling this prophetic card reading. I believe one of you had also learned an additional piece of information, but I also don't remember if I fully wrote that one down. My notes are a little rough. What was that?
The Wolf Hunters?
The Wolf Hunters concerning the... like the castle place?
Yeah, the haunted
Yes.
castle.
You're right. So it was actually Jude. So Jude, it was you. You were the one that stayed behind and talked with them, and you had learned from some wolf hunters that there was, if I believe it was treasures that were alleged to be within an abandoned keep known as Argon Vosthall, which had some significance historically. Had some historical significance, which I don't believe I told you. Right. So you learned of that. That was a good piece of information, and that was pretty much where we had kind of left off. However, it did come to the attention of the four of you because you had run into the sons of Lady Wachter, who were drunk and in their drunken stupor were drunk. And Dima is the only one who kind of really didn't take this any further, didn't engage further regarding with the Wachters, but it was the idea of Romulus Pythia to break into the Wachter's house and try to learn some more information about these people. So you guys had gone to go do so, leaving Dima to sleep into the night. And that is where we're going to really pick up. So it is nighttime officially in Vallaki. It's dark. There's a thicker fog that's kind of surrounding the town, and they have these large like fire wicks where that kind of help keep the fog at bay so that it's not like creeping into the town. The Wachterhaus, just for the sake of descriptions, just to kind of refresh your memory, is a house that seems disgusted with itself, with its own being. It has a slouching roof that hangs over furrowed gables and moss-covered walls that sag and bulge under the weight of the vegetation upon it. As you study the house's sullen countenance, you hear the edifice actually groan. Only then do you realize the extent to which the house hates what it has become. At this current moment, you've walked up onto the grounds. It is a 2-story house. From what you can see on the outside, you don't know if there's any, you don't know like there's any attic space or basement space or anything like that. So two floors from what you can see, and I mean really right just in your immediate purview is this front door that is along this dirt road that kind of runs across the door, so it's on the side of the house, and the road cuts, across the house and curves around the house, and it keeps going. And there's a set of gardens that look just like flower beds that are right before the house. So as you're walking up this road, there's these gardens on your left. You continue walking up the road, bam, you see the house and then the front door.
Oh, you know, man, get in there, boys.
So you guys appear before the front door. It's dark. The windows are closed, and they have these drapes that cover up them, so you can't really see inside. But it does appear that the lights are off, so you really don't have any indication that anyone is up, awake, or even potentially home. From the outside of the home, it looks alone and depressing.
I'm gonna knock on the door. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
What?
I cast fireball on the house.
What's your dex, Katray?
I don't know if we get in. Can we attempt to open the door?
Wait, what's your dex?
Oh, mine's 16.
You can, if you want to. If you want to attempt to see if the door's unlocked.
Wait, what? We should. I think we should be more careful about that before we make a decision. Like,
Well, we have to get in somehow.
Well, you should at least try and do it stealth or quietly. You can't. You've got to be careful. It didn't seem like you had a care, so I just wanted to make sure. That's all.
Well, I did want to mention, I really have no way of opening this door unless we try to break it open. We could try to climb up to a window if we want to do that.
Yes, I think we should try all the areas just stealthily. That's all we should That's all I'm concerned about, is being quiet. I'm going to quietly cast Enhance Ability on myself,
Okay.
and I'm going to give myself Cat's Grace.
Okay. Because
So-
that gives you advantage on your dexterity checks.
Yeah.
Awesome. You guys see as Romulus goes ahead and starts preparing just a small enchantment, and when he casts that enchantment, you see this sigil appear kind of against the side of his neck that gives the impression of just like a small little cat logo, not with the claws out, but it has like a cat appearance to it. And so now you have Cat's Grace. You have advantage on your dexterity checks. How long does that last?
An hour. It's a concentration.
Okay. Awesome. So you're concentrating on it for the purposes of like any damage or anything that might disrupt your focus. But yeah, the door's in front of you. So what do you guys want to do?
I'll try and stealthily wiggle the doorknob and see if it's unlocked.
Yeah. Because you have your Cat's Grace, I'm not going to make you roll for that. You go ahead and go up to the doorknob and attempt to just very slowly turn the knob and see if you can open the door. And what you find a little concerning, and specifically for you because you're right in front of the door, so you're kind of hovering over the door handle in your effort to like open it slowly, is that before your hands can touch the metal of the knob, and it's not like a turning knob, but it's like a latch, right? So more of like a latch handle. Before you can really get your hand on that, it turns and opens, and the door slowly creaks open inward into the home, and the rest of the party then sees you still kind of like sitting in that position. So I wouldn't ask you guys to roll an insight. It appears as if the door has opened itself.
Can I see it? Do I see anyone inside?
No, in fact, it's very dark inside, and the space that's immediately inside is very, very small. So it seems like there's this front little like entry room that's about 15 feet across, and there's literally another door directly in front of you that's closed, and then from what you can see, it's about it. But it's just like a small little like entryway.
I'm gonna look back at what's your name again, Katrin?
Jude.
Jude. I'm gonna look back at Jude and go, Jude, did you see that?
I scratch the back of my neck like anxiously. Are we sure we want to continue?
Well, we've got to. We can't let vampires control the election and the governments and have so much power over this little town.
You think they have elections here?
They're elections for show, man.
Yeah, no, there's no democracy or republic inside of Barovia, bro. Strahd reigns. Just for show. That's funny.
Yeah, gotta have a
I love it. Hey, give yourself a point of inspiration. I found that hilarious. So.
Give me?
Yeah, give yourself a point of inspiration. That made me chuckle.
Oh, cool.
No.
Look, my bard die is still a D6, right?
Yes, because you're level 4 currently, so
Yeah.
it should still be a D6. I think level 5 it goes up.
Okay, I'm gonna reach out to my spirits to tell me a tale, and give it to Katray.
Okay.
Give it to Jude.
So,
So let me roll a D6.
okay.
I rolled a 6, so the target gains temporary hit points equal to the roll of your bardic inspiration dice plus your level. While it has these temporary hit points, the target's walking speed increases by 10 feet, and it gains a +1 bonus to its AC.
Nice. Okay, so you get a temporary
Nice.
+1 to your armor class. You get 10 temporary movement speed, and then go ahead and re-roll your bardic dice.
Dude, that was like the best one I could have rolled out of the 6.
Oh,
That was pretty good. Yeah.
You get 6 temp HP, Katray.
And that was the roll plus your character level.
That was 2 + 4, yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So you get 6 temp HP. 10 temporary walking speed, and then 1 temporary armor class. How long does that last?
It doesn't say. On the other ones,
Is it a concentration ability?
I don't think so. It says, the target's tail of the tail's effect. Once you do so, you can retain only one of these tails in mind at a time, and rolling on the spirit tails table immediately ends the previous tail.
Is that a class feature?
Yeah.
It's his bardic feature.
Yeah,
It doesn't tell me.
Okay.
It just says
let me see
it's a
real quick.
bonus action. That's all it says.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I'll just
while
cast.
you're holding your spiritual focus, you use bonus action. Your tail. You retain the tail in mind until you bestow the tail's effect.
Not a spell.
Or finish a short or long rest. You can choose an action to choose one creature within 30 feet to be the target of the tail's effect. Once you do so, you can't bestow the tail's effect again until you roll it again. You retain only one of these tails. Oh, okay. It's a tough one because some of them
Have timers.
They
but
do give timers, but this one doesn't. So
don't give it a timer.
for the sake of it, we're gonna say that it is in effect until.
A lot.
Right now, I'm gonna say until you guys take a long rest.
Which you'll probably lose the HP before then, so don't worry, Katre.
I'm gonna actually add the caveat of any rest because it does say about like bestowing the tail's effect on short or long rest. I'm gonna add that same caveat. So short or long rest. For now,
Okay.
If I feel like modifying that at a later time, then I'll modify that at a later time. Maybe remove short rest if I need to. But that's what we'll say.
Okay.
So you have it, for as far as we're concerned, you have it until you guys are done. But yeah, you guys haven't officially walked into the house yet, so the house is still kind of open. And by that, I really mean you just have this small little entryway. There's a closed door immediately in front. I can't really tell you more until you step in if you choose to do so or not.
I'm gonna quietly tiptoe inside.
Okay. You see his feet
Slowly.
walk into the entryway, and as you walk in, Romulus, you see immediately on both sides, facing the side of the house that you just came into from, are doors. So they're kind of they kind of run parallel with each other and with the entrance door. You could cut this up pretty reasonably to be like entryway storage closets.
Do I need to roll a stealth?
No. You can cut these doors up to be entryway storage closets that like very notable people might have if they expect a lot of guests, so that they can keep like their coats and their hats in a closet without it being out in the open. So these two doors that like flank the front door, you really don't feel concerned about. There's just this door in front of you that feels like this is the true entrance into the home. But Romulus officially walks in.
I'm gonna look over my shoulder.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Romulus's lead.
Okay, Jude begins to walk into the home. Helena, what are you doing?
Is there like a bench near the house or something?
Yeah, they'll have benches. They'll have benches on the front.
I'm just gonna
the front
sit.
patio.
No, I don't want to set. I don't want to sit at the front patio.
Oh, you want to sit like off on the path?
Yeah,
We'll say there's a bench by the gardens, which are closer to the front of the home.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll sit there then.
Okay,
I'll just sit and just look
Observe.
around. I'll keep watch, but I don't want to look like creepy about it.
Okay. So as they walk in, you go ahead and let them know, like, hey, I'm gonna go keep an eye, and you descend the staircase, like the initial like patio staircase, the small like 5 steps. You walk down that and start heading towards the garden. And Jude and Romulus, you both see her off, see as she walks, and as you turn to the door that's in front of you, you both hear the sound of the door behind you swing close and click. And then the one thing you hear that seems to be coming, as if it was coming from above you, is this, like...
Dude, we're in Monster House, Katre.
Which is
We're-
this, like,
we're-
this weird, childlike laughter that kind of, like, sounds like it's floating above you. And then the door before you is before you.
All right, I'll go to the door you want us to go through, Ethan.
Okay. You
Wait,
can
no. I'll listen to the door.
You put your ear up against the door, and silence.
I'm gonna go to the other two doors.
Okay, the other two doors that flank the front entrance, if you go up to them, again, you open them and they're just storage closets. They have like a coat in it.
Damn.
Wait, can I look under a door?
Oh, which door?
The one with the left.
Which one?
That first door?
The one that's in front of you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dark. The lights are off in this room. There's not a candle lit to be seen. So
Wait,
you
what
look
about
under it looks dark.
even with?
Do you have dark vision?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the grayscale, you see, I would say you probably see what would look like the foot of a door. The foot of a stairwell, like a staircase that goes upwards. And then you can see the bare outline of like two door frames that are on both sides of this door. So it kind of looks like an entry hallway that starts to split off into the rest of the house.
I'm gonna point at Romulus, and then I'm gonna cast message, and I'm just gonna say stairs.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna respond back.
He can respond back to you, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm gonna respond back to his message and say, okay, I need to follow you. I can't see very well.
Oh, okay. Shoot.
And then I'm gonna kind of stumble my way over to Jude and place one of my left hand over his shoulder, like
Okay.
just yeah.
Yeah. So you got a firm hand on your shoulder. You feel him unbuttoned. No, I'm just kidding. So you open the door.
Yeah, quietly.
Okay. You slowly open the door, and it opens towards you. So you pull that door open, and what you immediately see into this next area. So you see this wooden staircase that leads up to a balcony, and at the foot of the stairs is a landing with about 3 stained glass doors that are in wooden frames. You're currently by one of those stained doors. Their side of it, like the inside of it, has the stained glass along it decoratively, where your side that you had just come from was a little bit more like wooden. From there, that's kind of what you see. So you can move in a direction you wish. Give me just a second while you guys kind of talk amongst yourself. I gotta go kick my dog out because he's being a little barky.
Where'd you go down the stairs? There's like 3 options, isn't there? Oh, I'm gonna go down the stairs, door. Just which one? Stairs. The stairs are always the way the doors.
I'm Katre. I'm gonna whisper in the back of your ear. Which path?
All right, I'm back.
But what happens when you miss the cool side rewards?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna point at you, Romulus, and then you're gonna hear there's 2 doors, and there's a staircase that goes down.
Up.
Oh, that goes up.
It goes up.
I'm gonna respond back. Well, up is where we heard the giggling. Do you think they know we're here?
I'll point at you again. There's only one way to find out. And then I'm gonna start moving upstairs.
Okay. Go ahead and make stealth checks for me, please. The 2 of you. Was that a natural 20?
Yeah, natural 20.
I got it from your oh, thank God, like your relief. I saw that relief.
He hasn't even done like a for funsies roll yet. That's literally the first time he's rolled a d20 tonight.
Mm-hmm. It's a good one. And then Romulus, you do have advantage because of your cat's grace.
I got an 18.
Good. You both very quietly head up the staircase. And what you notice is that, and Romulus, this is actually a little bit to your benefit as well. As you're walking up the staircase, it's actually easier for you to start to see now, Romulus, because the top floor does have windows up there, and those windows are letting in moonlight. And so there's these window-shaped, like moonlit areas where there's a little bit of a brighter moonlight. And then everything around it kind of just gets a little bit more dim the further away from it, the darker it becomes, especially downstairs where these are like enclosed rooms. But as you get close to the top of the landing, Jude, you're the first to notice this. It's almost as if like the shadows of the house begin to materialize into this ghostly apparition. Something that doesn't seem dangerous, something that doesn't seem harmful. It looks like children playing with each other, and you see what appears to be an older male child and then a younger female child, so an older brother, little sister. And the little sister seems to be energetic, full of life, very playful, and the older brother seems to have this like protective nature to him, where he's having fun, he looks like he's playing, but is like trying to prevent her from falling or getting hurt or like any of that stuff, making sure she's playing safely. But Dima, if you want to express what type of playful experience it is that they're really seeing at the top of the stairs, feel free to explain it for them.
It's Dima's dead siblings.
She's not dead. It's Dima and his sister, and you see both of them. They both seem
they're childlike, by the way. So Dima's probably not much older, probably around the age of 10, and she's a little bit younger than that.
So I kind of want to play with this too. I want to do something here. I want to say, you can tell me no, Ethan, but what I want to say is that you guys hear the laughter of children coming from the images that you see, like the ghostly images, but you also see their mouths moving, but you don't hear the words. You don't hear like what words they're actually saying to each other. You just hear the moments of pure laughter and childhood joy. And what they're doing in this moment is they're both painting a canvas on an easel, and it looks like they're trying to paint the same image as well, but they're not. One of them is doing a little bit of a better job than the other one, but they're also like flicking the paint back and forth at each other. They're picking each other's paintings up or shaking it to like mess each other up. They're just having a fun time with the paintbrushes and the paint and the easels and just enjoying each other's company.
And immediately as they continue to flick the paint at each other, one of the things that you notice is it eventually turns into a small chase, as kids are prone to do, and they immediately run through a set of double doors that is immediately on your left at the top of the landing of this staircase. There is a door immediately on your right, but these like apparitions run straight into that room on the left. There is also a walkway that goes back that's top floor, because the house is all around you, so there's like a walkway that goes back behind you guys that's still second floor, but there's these two doors, and the apparitions on the left.
I'm gonna whisper into Jude's ear. We must respect the spirits here, or they might turn on us.
Do you think we should keep going?
Yes. Don't bother them unless they turn aggressive.
I'll nod my head in agreement and then approach the double doors.
Okay. They're locked and they don't open.
First doors are locked, man. What are the doors made out of?
Wood.
Wait, you said what?
Wood.
Oh, am I able to use mold earth to
What does mold earth allow you to mold?
earth?
Right. I don't know if I'd consider wood, like door wood, earth. Especially because it's not living.
It says nothing about wood. I can move stone, but I can't Dirt
Right.
or stone, but not
Yeah.
wood, no.
So then no, I would say you could not use mold earth.
You can make your own spells.
So wait, so magic recognizes if a tree gets changed? Oh, because I can't manipulate trees either. Interesting.
You can move the dirt though, which would move the tree. Kind of.
Ethan, is there a window on this side of the building?
There is. It's directly by the staircase, and then there's one on the other, like literally on the other side of the house. So if you turned around at the top of the staircase, you'd see the furthest end of the house. Which it's about, just for description, 10, 20, 25, 30. It's about 35 feet long from both windows.
Is the window unlocked?
You could go check.
Can I go check?
Yeah, you walk over to the window and find that window is able to be opened. It's not.
Can I peek out and see if there's any possibility of me climbing over to the window of the room of the locked door?
You actually could attempt to do so. In fact, it looks to be like it would be a difficult trek, just due to the nature of the house and the nature of the roof. But you could attempt to do so, and feel a little bit more confident approaching the challenge because of your cat's grace.
I'm gonna start waving over Jude.
He's right by him. Yeah, he's right by him.
Yeah, I'll move towards him.
And I'm gonna kind of take one foot and pull myself into the window frame and look back at him. And if he doesn't say anything, I'm gonna stare at him for like 5 seconds, and then turn around to try crossing. If he doesn't say anything.
You say anything?
No, I'm just gonna watch you, like from the.
So.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get up.
Yeah, you push yourself out the window. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check. Normally, you would have disadvantage on this check because of the nature of the roof, but because you have Cat's Grace, you cancel that out. So just make a flat acrobatics check for me, please.
Proficiency is +2 right now?
Correct. Yeah.
Fucking a 14.
A 14. Yeah, you do make your way over to the next window, and you do find that the window's there, and it is openable. So you go ahead and open up that window, and can creep your way into this library, which is what this room is.
Can I unlock the door for?
As you go ahead and move over to the door, you do see another rendition of these ghostly apparitions come again. And if Dima, you would like to describe a little bit about, it is you and your sister again.
Oh yeah, over in the library.
Yeah, you're in the library currently.
So in the library, this time you would notice it's not so much that it's energetic, but it's more so that you can tell that Bima is trying to help his sister to read along through a book, and it like you can tell based on like the emotion coming from his eyes that he like every time she turns the page, he lights up with joy and excitement. He gets a big old smile. And if you look at his sister, like you can tell she's like she's struggling really hard, but she also notices that every time she gets through a page, how happy Bima gets, and so it makes her want to read the page more. And so she keeps trying, and like together they're conquering this book together. And the title of the book is like I don't even know, like Creatures of the Fae, and it's just pictures of like fae butterflies and pixies and whatever. So it's a super kiddie book, but like they're working together on.
When do the abusive ghost pictures come? Like, when are because I know it's coming. When is it like your sister is like getting smacked by Strahd and fucking?
That's not. This is rated G, my dude.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Alright, well, I'll fucking kind of like shudder my back. Actually, I won't react because as a college of spirits, yeah. I'm fairly common with I interact with spirits quite often, so I'm just gonna keep shuffling to the door and unlock it.
Yeah, so you go ahead and unlock the door, and the minute you open the door and let Jude in, that is when you begin to hear kind of the soft mewling of multiple cats that are in this room. To describe this room, in full for you. The room itself is crawling with what you can count as about maybe 8 or so cats. The bookshelves that are around the room kind of hug the walls, but most of the shelves are bare, bereft of any books. Other furnishings include a desk, a chair, a table, and a wine cabinet. The room has this irregular shape to it, and none of its angles seem quite right, as if the shifting of the house has set this whole place on edge. It's this distorted room that is sickening to the senses because it disturbs reality just by the way that it's set and shifting and the way that it's angled. It's weird. What are your guys' passive perception scores?
They're not very great.
It'd be 10 plus your perception.
An 11?
Okay.
Mine's 13.
So you both notice that there's one cat in particular, which is a little chunky black cat, little loaf of a dude, who has a key on a collar around his neck.
I'm going to I'm going to slowly walk towards the cat.
As you walk towards the cat, they give off the impression that they're a little disposed to people, and so they're constantly moving around you and moving away from you. They're very skittish in that nature. When you get closer to a cat, they give you this quick like, and then they'll pick up and shift off. They're all very skittish in that sense, but they all stay relatively in this library.
I'm going to cast Minor Illusion towards the black cat.
Okay.
And I'm going to do the illusion of a mouse.
Okay. You make an illusion of a mouse, and immediately all the cats perk up.
And once the cat is preoccupied, I'm going to attempt to try and snag the key off of it.
Okay, go ahead and make a sleight of hand at advantage.
Give me that.
Jude, are you looking at the bookshelves by chance? I know that the majority of them are empty, but there are a few books that are left behind. I don't know if you would naturally look at those, or if you're going to the wine cabinet, or perhaps the desk.
I got a 15.
Okay,
As a
you snatch it right off. It's a small key. It looks like it would probably go to something personal, not necessarily like a house or a door key. It looks smaller than that.
To the desk.
I'm going to start examining the bookshelves with Jude now.
Well, okay, we'll get to that in a second.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. It'll just help me while I'm describing things. Jude, what is it that you're doing?
Yeah, no, I'd definitely be interested in the books.
Okay, so you go ahead and walk over to the books and go ahead and roll a d8 for me, please.
Roll an 8.
I got a 1.
A 1. You see about maybe 7 or so books, but there's only one that like really marks itself out to you. And as you go ahead and pull it, it appears to be a historical account of the Wachter family lineage. So it's kind of like a historical, I guess like a house history of the family.
Can I pocket the book?
Yeah.
Dude, we just erased their family history, dude.
I'm gonna look through the pages right now.
Dude, we're gonna know what your family's been up to now, Nick, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just
Yeah,
lineage.
You go ahead and book it. So you can go ahead and list down that you have the Wachter family genealogy would be the best way to describe it.
Oh, you got my family tree?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Man. How long it took us to put it together.
May I glance at the bookshelf, Ethan?
Yeah, so when you walk over, he looks like he's fiddling with his pack and kind of shifts himself up. There's about 6 books on the bookshelf. Nothing looks important. It's like a kid
Amen.
stories. One's like the third book in a series of like tomes that they're missing the others, so it's pretty boring.
Okay, I'm gonna look at Jude and whisper, do you think there's anything else in here?
I'll reply with I think the only thing we should find is what that key goes to.
Yes, I am a little worried that we might have to get a bit close and personal to figure out what this key unlocks, but I am indeed curious. Well, shall we go check out the other rooms?
Well, when he says that, I want to pull out the genealogy, and I want to like skim through it, looking for keywords key.
For keywords?
Yeah, just key. Like I'm looking for key.
You're looking for key. Okay.
If there's any.
Make a investigation or perception roll, your choice, at advantage, because you're skimming for a specific word.
I got an 18.
18. So you were pulling this book off of the northernmost wall, which, by the way, now Romulus, you see him pull out a tome that you really haven't seen him have, and it says on it Wachter, the Wachter family genealogy, and so you're like, okay, he totally just grabbed this. And as you open it, you turn around from the north wall to the south wall, and as you're reading through it, you're skimming and you stop at about 500. At about 500 BC on the calendar year, an ancestor of the Wachters, who at this point is just titled in the sense Lord Wachter, one of many. This is Lord Conran Wachter. Sets up a storage room for his personal treasury, and basically sequesters it behind the southern wall bookshelf. And so you immediately look up at that bookshelf and you go, it must be that bookshelf.
Yo, Coutray, you found the treasure room.
I told you to random 8.
I read it where I was supposed to, like a good little wizard.
The good little boy.
Good little wizard.
Open that shelf.
You immediately go over to the bookshelf and it's completely empty of books. So this isn't a classic pull the book and the bookshelf opens.
Damn.
It's the fireball.
Because, we have a key. Could I look for some sort of keyhole?
Yeah, make a perception roll.
Perception.
Or investigation, your check. Your call.
I'm going to do investigation, and it's a 19.
19. You don't see any indication that the keyhole is for this bookshelf, but you do see some scratch marks on the floor that indicate that the bookshelf swings open. So you imagine that you could either potentially pull it or there's a lever somewhere. But you don't see a lever, so you may try to pull it open.
Fantastic.
Do I know what he's doing? Do I know what's going on?
He looks like he's scrutinizing that bookshelf, like he's looking it up and down and like really getting an idea. When he gets into fits like this, like he tends to find something, but you just gotta let him be, let him do his thing.
I'm gonna stand behind you.
I say, once I notice that, like, Romulus, like, the kind of, like, looking at me, like, what the fuck are you doing type thing, I'm gonna cast message on him, and I'm gonna say, you can open this bookshelf. There might be a lever around here.
I'm gonna look around and see if I can find a lever.
Okay. You guys look around for like a couple minutes and cannot find one.
Iron off spell.
I'm gonna try and pull the bookshelf.
Yeah.
Backwards.
So you grab onto the edge of like one of the bookshelf like rows, and it swings open with a creak. So you have to stop for a second, and you just slowly open it up so as to avoid it creaking loudly. and you find your way into, so like behind the hinged panel that's in the bookcase lies this dusty, like 10-foot square room that has a curtained window and shelves that are lining 3 of the walls. On the bottom shelf rests an iron chest, and all other shelves are bare.
Ah.
I'm gonna open the iron chest with the key.
Yeah, so you go ahead and take this key and fit it straight into the key lock, and as you turn it, you hear a click that seems to come from the back side of the chest, not from the key lock. And so you turn it in a position that as if you were to unlock the key lock, and then the chest like pops the lid open just a bit.
I open it.
Okay.
The rest of it?
You open up the rest of the chest and you find that there's a contraption that's built into the chest that looks like an iron barb that has a thick coating of poison that runs across it that you imagine would have shot out at you had you tried to open this without that key. Looking inside of the bag, you immediately see a silk bag that looks to be filled with coins. You can see a leather bag that similarly looks to be filled with coins. You see a wooden pipe that looks to have symbolism of Wachter patriarchs, so the lords of the family. It looks to be like a family heirloom. You see 5 scrolls that are all bound and wax sealed with the Wachter family crest. You see a supple leather case that contains an unbound manuscript that is titled "The Devil We Know." And then you see what appears to be, and it gives you both a very concerning vibe just to even look at this text. But you see this treatise bound in black leather that's titled "The Grimoire of the Four Quarters," and it seems to be titled by a man named Devastus.
I'm gonna take everything in there, and I'm going to read the last 2 scrolls.
Last point. Sorry, there's one that I missed. There seems to be a letter that was written, and it's inside of it's a scroll, but the wax seal is broken, and it has the indication that something was written on it.
I'm gonna read those last 3 things, and I'm gonna take everything in there.
I want to peer over your shoulder while you read it, so I can read it too.
That's fine.
So, which one would you want to start with first? Because we have 2 books, so it's going to take a lot longer to read them.
I'll read the letter.
I can give you the skim. So the letter is written from a lady Lovina Wachter. Jude, you have a really unique opportunity to compare this with your genealogy that you've just acquired to look for that name, Lovina Wachter. Do you want to do this side by side?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Flipping it side by side, you date her to be the daughter of Victor Wachter. Victor Wachter is the first name in this book, so that she is his daughter.
Damn.
So in 398 BC, Lovina Wachter gets supplied a tomb in which it is kind of described that a traitorous family known as the Dilisnias, where she eventually imprisoned someone inside of this tomb, and it is marked as the end of their treason. So she secured their victory over this other family by trapping the last person inside of a tomb and leaving them there.
Oh my god.
So she is writing this letter, or she is the one being written, this letter is being written to her, by a man named Lord Vasily von Holtz. And he is thanking Lovina for her hospitality, her loyalty, and her friendship over the many years.
Who's thanking her?
Lord Vasily von Holtz.
His last name is von Holtz?
Von Holtz, yes. Vasily von Holtz. Better not be Googling that.
I'm not. I'm writing in my notes.
Click, click, click. What?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna save the books. I'm not gonna read the books yet.
But you're gonna take them.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it all.
Okay.
Wait,
what's in the pipe?
The pipe.
The pipe?
Yeah, it appears to be a Wachter family heirloom.
Yeah, I'm taking it all.
Okay. Okay. So the silk bag contains.
I think you mean a Romulus family heirloom now is what you meant to say.
No, it is not decorated with Pythia family iconography. The silk bag contains 180 electrum pieces. Unsettling, each coin bears Strahd's visage upon it. So they're imprinted with Strahd's visage.
Electrum is below gold?
Electrum is, I believe, one step above gold, if I'm right.
So, but it's not platinum?
It's not platinum.
I think it is. I'm pretty sure it's less. No, it's regular platinum. It comes before gold on the chart.
Let me check. I could be wrong.
So I remember. I also thought EP was cool, but it's not. It's GP and then PP, and that's it. GP.
Oh,
I'm
they
rich.
are. So electrum pieces are actually less than gold. It's basically like a $50, right? If gold is the equivalent of $1, then an electrum piece is a $50.
So it sucks. It's not gold.
One is top 10 silver.
Okay, what he just said. Gold is $1 bill.
Yeah.
Electrum is $1.
Yeah, so you guys have, you have 90 gold basically there. But you have 180 electrum pieces. The leather bag contains 110 gold pieces. Then you have the wooden pipe. You have the devil we know.
$100 bill.
The grimoire of the four quarters. The 5 scrolls, which are unmarked. They're unbound. They have the wax seal. And then the Lavina Wachter letter. You take those items.
All of them. Every
Yes.
single goddamn thing.
You take out all of them. The only things in this room, and you take them.
Yep. And then I leave.
Okay, you guys walk right out.
And I go to the other room. Isn't there another room up here?
No, not up in this. Not inside of the library. No.
No, I mean in the hallway.
Well, if you guys wanted to go out to the hallway, then you would have a full hallway, like a full balcony hallway worth of stuff, because you're on the second floor. There's a room immediately on the other side of the library that you could kind of look around.
Did the cats escape the room?
No, they love staying inside of this library, so they kind of they just stay away from you. They'll jump on bookshelves, whatever they can do to stay away from you guys.
Thank God we didn't have to kill any cats, Katria.
Yeah, a little lucky. Yeah, that minor illusion came in great.
The one that had the key in its mouth, can his name be Alucard?
He had it on his collar, and you're absolutely he can be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. As you guys are walking out of the library, you see another set of apparitions, of ghostly apparitions, but they don't bear the same age, even though you can tell it's still Dima and his younger sister. They seem to be a bit older than some of the more playful ones that you've seen behind previously. So Dima, if you want to, these are still really good, fond memories that you've had with your sister. What is the next one that they see?
Wait, where are we at in the house now?
You're at the top of the staircase again, but this time coming out of the library.
Top of the staircase.
But you guys are grown. Or older.
Yeah, a couple years have passed. You're a bit older.
Semi-grown. You know what it would be? They would be dressed up for like an educational event. Like a school event.
Yeah.
So they would be up all nice, and it would be Dima's sister helping to adjust his tie and get it all straightened out for him, so that he looks like a right, proper little Barovian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. At this point, you guys can start to tell that this is probably Dima, because now his face he's reaching that pubescent age, so his facial features are starting to turn into what they're going to set in for the rest of his life. So you're starting to be like, this looks like a younger Dima. But this girl, you have no idea who she is. She appears to be a sister. So you can assume that Dima has one, a younger sister. But now you guys are making the connection that it's probably Dima.
Look how many pimples he has, dude.
Surprisingly, Barovian skincare routine out of this fucking world, man.
Yeah, dude.
Not
It's
blemish,
wonder
not
what
wrinkle.
cow shit does to your face.
Hey, he's
There's
of the nobility. Hey, he's of the nobility, not the nobility.
Strahd.
Which is another point to consider. You know, these apparitions are showing up here in the Wachterhaus. You never took it that Dima was potentially, based on everything that you've experienced, that he would come from something like this. Like, this is like kind of far distant from what you would think of. But yeah, they do that, and she does like a playful little twirl because she's trying to like, you know, you imagine she's asking like, do I look beautiful? Like, how do I look? Dima's a very loving brother, and so she totally is like, you know, you look great, and gives her a little twirl. You get the idea that he's making her really confident with herself, and so they start to run downstairs.
Dima's like, you could look better. I mean,
It's all right.
Hey, there's no audio. There's no audio.
He's all like, that's why he's the GOAT. Yeah. So do you guys want to go into the door immediately across the way?
I want a fucking Kool-Aid man burst my way through that door. No, just kidding. I don't want to do that.
Do you open it though?
I slowly.
Okay, you slowly open up that door and find yourself into a bedroom. The bedroom contains nothing out of the ordinary though. There's a neatly made bed, a table with an oil lamp on it, a handsome wooden chest that looks, when I say handsome, I mean like it's not like rugged. It's a very, very
damn chest.
Right.
You looking kind of handsome.
Listen, that's the word that's here. There's a slender wardrobe and a window box with drapes. Now, this specific room has, above the bed, it has a portrait, like a painted portrait, and it appears to be one of the two Wachter sons, the brothers that you've met earlier today in Valaki in the tavern. This one's specifically Karl Wachter, as it's titled. It has the engraving of Karl Wachter, so this appears to be Karl Wachter's room. He's not currently here. The house is surprisingly empty, almost suspiciously so, especially now that you've walked into one of the bedrooms of one of the residents and found not a soul. There's not been a handmaiden, there's not been a butler, there's been no one, and here you are.
Is there a back door downstairs? Fuck.
I mean, you can walk back downstairs, but if you want to continue looking upstairs, basically, if you were to just close the door and turn around from that room, if you go left at the curvature of the staircase, there's this longer hallway in which you see roughly about 3 or 4 more doors down there.
Let's go check them, Jude.
Okay, so you walk up to the very first door. Do you open it?
Yeah, I listened through it.
You listen through it. Make a perception check.
Sorry, that was bad. That was stupid.
What's it gonna be?
Oh, nice. A 19.
You hear the sound. You hear the sound of sobbing, and it's a very
girl sobbing or boy sobbing.
It sounds like a female sobbing, but it's less of the gender of the sob. The nature of the sob sounds like whoever's sobbing has lost all hope and all joy. It is full of despair and full of pain.
We about to save Dima's sister.
The door is locked.
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna go to the next one.
Okay. Did you see he puts his ear up to the door?
I'm gonna
for a moment and then pulls off.
I'm gonna point at Jude and then I'm gonna point back at myself. And I'm gonna do that over again.
But you're gonna point where and then yourself?
At you and then at me. And then I'm gonna point at you and then I'm gonna point at me again.
Oh, I'll point at you. I'm gonna message you. What did you hear?
There's a girl crying in there. The door is locked. I think it might be Dima's sister, but we can worry about that later.
Jude's gonna shrug and then he's gonna follow you.
I'm not gonna tell you no. I'm just gonna say this. This is potentially a clippable moment. Not a peep in this house. No one except ghosts. And the first sign that there might be someone in here, you guys go. Next.
Are you proud of us?
That is just typical D&D. You guys continue.
Oh.
You guys continue down the hallway, and see another door immediately. It's like kind of right next to it. And if you guys open up that door, there's two other doors that are down the hallway.
I listened.
That doorway sounds silent. It doesn't sound like
I go in. I open it.
You open it and see a similarly empty bedroom that looks similar to Carl Wachter's, but this one's for Nikolai. So this is the other brother's room.
Does he also have a portrait?
He does. He has a portrait of himself.
Goading motherfuckers.
Yeah.
No, hey, 5 gold to whoever does arson.
I'm gonna write a quick little note on a. I'm gonna pull out a pen and a quill and piece of parchment, and I'm gonna write on it. Dima wants to help you. Come with us and escape. And I'm gonna slide it under her door.
Okay, you slide it under the door.
Risky.
The sound of the paper rustling underneath it, the sobs you can hear, and Jude, you can hear them now that you're kind of by the door and listening. You hear the sobs go from this.
Oh no, is it the mom?
You hear this like shuffle, and the paper, it sounds like it's grabbed, not like picked up lightly, like grabbed and like kind of.
I'm gonna hide.
Crunkled. You just sit still, and you see the letters, or not. Sorry, you hear. Dima.
Are we talking a golem, dude? Who the fuck is in this room?
Dima. The shuffling sounds like it goes to the other back of the room, and you hear a chain clinking in that process.
Is she gonna go kill herself?
No, she's probably chained up or something. She's
Yeah.
probably,
This guy.
I'm gonna go open the window of the room next door.
Which room?
Carl or Nikolai.
Nikolai's room. Yeah, you go and open the outdoor room. You don't think that there. So if you're thinking about trying to do window access, this room is purely inside of the building. There's no windows. This is would be one of the one rooms with no windows.
Okay, I'm gonna cast silence, and I'm gonna bash the door open.
Oh shit.
Okay, you cast silence on the space and attempt to break the door down.
I'll assist.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check, one of you, with advantage, because you have assistance.
What's your strength, Katre?
Mine's 10.
Mine's an 8. You should go, and I'll assist you.
Jude, go ahead and make an athletics check at advantage.
Good, baby. Fine. Something.
I got a 13.
No, you're not able to break this door down. The two of you work hard at it and slam yourself into the door, hoping to break it through, but it seems to be reinforced with just reinforcements that you guys just can't burst down or break down.
Can I use my knowledge from a past life? It lets me add a d6 to a skill roll, or to just a skill.
Okay. Go for it.
From a past life. Farmer.
Wait, it says added to the skill roll. Should I keep the roll or re-roll the d20?
Keep the roll. Keep the roll.
Oh, you got a 6?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Hey, okay.
So it makes my 13 and 19.
And even with a 19, this door is far more reinforced than you would have thought for you guys to physically break down. And you try slamming into it with all of the strength in specific locations that you're like, I kind of recall some level of like how to break down a door. Like you have to break it on the hinge. Like you're trying to think like if I could put enough pressure on the lock, then the whole thing would kind of fall apart. Even with that, like it's just something about it's just reinforced in a way that you can't explain. Especially on this side, you don't see like an iron padlock or anything or like a latch. While you guys are kind of pondering over that, just real fast, Lena, you now start to see some of the ghostly apparitions. Because you're by the garden, you start to see as if the fog loosely apparates as these ghostly images of an older male who probably looks to be in his late teens, and then a younger female who looks to be probably within like her like early to mid-teen age. Dima is gone, so I was gonna have him explain what was happening, but I'm gonna take this one just for the sake of things. What it appears is happening is that you can see it. There should be a third apparition, but it's not present. And so the reason why I say that is because it looks as if the younger girl, is bringing someone to this older person who, as you look at the facial features, this easily has to be Dima when he was younger, because like the facial features are just there. You can see a bit of facial hair starting to grow in, nothing close to what he has now. And he looks well put, looks very noble. He looks, his composure is very, very well put. He looks good for a noble, and you can see it's as someone's being brought to him. It looks like for approval, and you see this awkward, like tense introduction, as if she is introducing someone to him, and you get the impression that it's like a first date maybe, or like a second date or a third date, where like a boyfriend is being brought before her older brother to say, hey, I want you to meet this guy. That's the kind of vibe that you're getting from this. And he goes to reach his hand out, and when he does that, the apparitions fade.
Could I use guidance on Katre's roll to make it?
Not after the fact. You would have had to have done it before.
I heard you talk about Dima. I got upset.
Yeah, you were meeting your sister's boyfriend.
Oh, never mind. I'm glad I wasn't there. What the heck?
Yeah, he was a good guy. You looked like you were gonna get ready to shake his hand, and then it faded.
Are you sure? Because I didn't shake it.
The apparition, man. I don't know. Maybe. So going back into the house. Jude and Romulus, what do you want to do?
Is there a way I can look under the door?
You can, and it's pitch black. So for you,
is there a different window I can climb from?
It's there's nothing that goes into that room, and so you, Jude, it's pitch black in there, but because you have dark vision, you just see like just a very dim, like, bedroom. But honestly, it looks more like a prison cell. Like the bed frame is iron, whereas all the other ones have been very well sculpted, like wooden bed frames. There's like a thin mattress where there's been luxurious mattresses and pillows and blankets and drapes, and there's like a desk, and you genuinely see what appears to be like the equivalent of a potty bucket in here. Like, it horrible, and there seems to be someone like hunched in tattered, like a tattered robe, who seems to be clutching a piece of paper and is like shaking as it holds this.
Do you think I can attempt to Misty step inside?
You could try, but if there's no way to get the door open, and you have no assurance that you can open it when you get in, you very well could be locking yourself in there if you have no means of getting back out.
Do it, Katre. Mama didn't raise no bitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna Misty Step in?
Yeah.
Okay. You see as Jude, and he shrinks into himself as he puffs in front of this person. And Jude, her surprise couldn't be more overstated. She throws herself back. This chain collar that's wrapped around her throat with an iron chain link that attaches itself to a fixture on the wall jangles as she grabs onto it and clutches back and like pulls back to the bed. There would have been a scream had the area not been stifled by a silence, which makes it that much worse. So for her, like the inability to scream when she wants to, like put yourself in like those typical nightmare scenarios you may have where it's like, I want to scream, I can't say a fucking thing. Like she is now living that. And so she backs up against the wall, and she's shaking. There's something about her that looks off. Like she looks disturbed. Like I don't mean like she looks disturbed by your presence. I mean in general. This looks like a very troubled person that's not well. And I don't mean that from the malnourishment. She doesn't look healthy, but the way she like composes herself, the shaking, the skitteriness, there's something about her that is off. She doesn't look well. And she throws herself up against the back of the wall. And she's like shouting at you, but nothing's coming out.
I'm gonna put my hand out and like try and protrude like a very calm, soothing.
She can't see.
Like approach. And then, like as I put my hand out, I'm gonna cast a message.
She can't see.
She can't.
It's dark. She's a human.
Oh.
So she bases it off of the sound of like you jumping in here. So she looks at you, but you can realize she's not really looking at you. She's looking at where you are. She can't see. It's pitch black in here. It's gonna make it very difficult to talk with her, especially because she can't say a thing.
Cantrip, I think.
Yeah.
No, there's something here.
Wait, Katre.
What?
You can Misty Step out of the door with her if you have another spell slot.
You can't bring someone with him. Not with Misty Step.
I thought you could.
That's Dimension Door.
Yeah. Wait, before I do anything, can I look at the door? Is there any way I could like unlock it or anything?
On your side of the door there appears to be a red sigil that looks as if it's burned into the door. What languages do you know?
I know Common, Abyssal, Celestial, and Elvish.
It is not in a language you know.
It's not my language, I know.
But it looks as if it's burned into the door.
I know what language.
Is there any way I could history check and like get an idea on what language it is at least?
No, but I will allow you to make an intelligence roll real quick.
Wipe the smudge.
Brain, dude. Use your brain. Well, you know what it is, dude. You know what language it is.
He can't metagame that.
Oh, what the fuck, Colonel? What the fuck would you do? Alright, dude. Whatever you're saying.
Bro.
You just don't know context clues, dude. Okay.
Wow, Nick's being toxic.
What'd you
Yeah.
roll?
Dude, it's obvious.
I rolled a natural 1.
Natural 1. No fucking clue. Not a single clue. There's no idea what this could be. In fact, it might as well just be a completely made-up language at this point.
You know, I was gonna try and cast light, but I look like a fucking zombie.
Yeah. That'd probably be
That would be fun.
I'm gonna cast message and fuck, it's gonna be in her head, dude. That's gonna be weird.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Just hide under her bed, Katre.
Wait, what?
Hide under her bed.
Hide
Don't
under
do
her
that.
bed?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's terrible.
Grab her ankle when she goes to sleep. Fucking.
I'm gonna say, don't be startled. We're friends of Dima.
You hear surprisingly cohesive. Little kitty doesn't know you. Little kitty doesn't like the smell of you. Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. And she's like shaking. Go away, go away. Little kitty doesn't like you.
Poor kitty. There's a name.
Dude, are those other cats victims?
I'm gonna point at Romulus through the door.
Oh, because you have seen the apparitions, the older ones, this looks like the girl in those apparitions. Yeah, so she's she's a young woman, and this nightgown it's soiled and tattered, and she's practically on all fours at this point with this iron collar affixed around her neck and a chain to it. I'll be completely honest with you, Jude. Because you're an intelligent guy, okay? You've heard stories of people who have been faced with these bouts of what people would call like madness when we talk about like insanity in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. You don't really need like a professional opinion on this. You're pretty confident that you're dealing with someone who is to some degree just mad. Just straight up insane.
Shit.
So you don't even know if she's being held here against her will or if she's here because it's better that she's here. You have no clue. But this girl is not okay.
Rebellion.
I'm gonna use message on her one last time, and I'm gonna say, I don't honestly moving back.
Meow at her.
I'll message. Don't worry. We'll help you. It might not be.
It's just the same repetition. Little kitty doesn't know you. Little kitty doesn't like the smell of you. Just on repeat is what she says.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna look under the door again, and then I want to attempt a misty step back.
Okay, you misty step back through the door.
And then I'm gonna point at Romulus. She's it looks like that's Dima's sister who
I'm
would
gonna
have been
grab
seen.
something real quick. I'll be right back. You can keep.
I believe she's in a bout of madness. This is something we might want to let Dima know, because they seemed pretty close when they were younger.
I can't believe Dima would leave his sister here like this.
I don't believe Dima's the type of person that would do this on purpose. Whether he was forced out or he has no knowledge of this.
Well, and then you're gonna see my face start to morph, and it's gonna morph to my blonde-haired Chad-looking guy, and he's gonna go, well, we must protect her. We need to find a way to rescue her. We can't leave her. We can't leave here with at least some kind of plan.
I don't think there's a way out. There's a sigil on the inside. It's a language I don't know.
Language you don't know. Oh, well,
I have fucking identify, dude. Oh my god.
I have
Yeah, but it takes 10 minutes.
Good. I don't know.
Well, for now we must check the other rooms, make sure they're safe, and maybe we can find a clue on how we can get into that door. Because someone has to open it. Shall we go on?
I want to attempt to. I might be able to discern what this spell is.
Alright, well, 10 minutes is a long time to dilly-dally around when you're somewhere you don't belong, but if you think it'll be of some value, then sure, I'll
Identify
defend
taste,
you.
like it, because you. Well, if you're ritual casting it, I don't know if it has a casting time.
Yeah, it says casting time 1 minute.
Okay, so it's 1 minute, but you can make it 10 minutes if you want to ritual cast it.
No, I'll just use a spell slot.
Okay. Do you have enough spell slots to get in and get back out?
What? Oh.
I know what
if you can't get back out, listen. If you can't get back out, let me put it to you this way, just so that I'm not like shying away and skirting around the bush. If you can't get back out of that room, and you're stuck there until the Wachters return, and I'm gonna turn you into another game.
Yeah.
So
Wait, can I not do it from this side? Because it's the door that's enchanted.
the sigil's on the other side, so you can't identify the enchantment because you're not looking at it.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even Misty Step back in because I don't have any more second level spell slots.
You can always upcast it, but again, if you can't get back,
Upcast it.
you can cast Misty Step at a third level. You can use a third level spell slot to use it.
No, we don't have third level spell slots yet.
You are fucked. That's what you are. So yeah, you can't get in. Yes.
Let me roll for my College of Spirits.
Okay. For what?
I'd have to back in and make it go out. Unless we long rest right here.
Wait, I got the one, Katre. Listen, I wasn't doing that for any reason. Tale of the Runaway, which is 4. The target can immediately use its reaction to teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space it can see. When the target teleports, it can choose the number of creatures it can see within 30 feet of it, up to your charisma modifier to immediately use the same reaction. Katre, you can get her out!
Wait, I can or you can?
You Misty Step in there, and then you use the Tale of the Runaway once you're in there, and you can bring someone with you.
But I'm out of my Misty Steps.
You don't have any? You don't even have one?
No, because I Misty Stepped in and then I Misty Stepped out. I only have 2 spell slots. 2 second level spell slots.
And
how long is the short rest?
The Tale of the Runaway it's a single time use because it can immediately use its reaction to teleport and bring people with it in the immediate reaction. This is not a return.
Wait. But I choose when I want to give him the blessing because I can hold on to it.
I know, but you need to be able to see him, and you can't see in the dark. And if he goes in there, it's too dark for you.
Well, I could cast light.
You can try.
Okay. A short rest is an hour, or is it 30 minutes?
It's an hour. You do not want to risk taking a short rest in this building. Listen, I know it might be tough to say it, but your safest bet potentially is to leave her.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hold on to the Tale of the Runaway.
It's gonna be an incredibly risky game if you're gonna try to get yourself in there. I won't stop you, but I also won't hesitate to kill you if you can't get out. So, like, I just want to let you know that those stakes are on the table. I will kill you the minute the sun rises.
Katre, you should have been
That is a very risky gamble. I will let you make that gamble.
You should have been a sorcerer, Katre.
I know.
All right, well, let's keep going.
Okay. So, a little
I'm holding on to the Tale of the Runaway, though.
A little crestfallen. You guys go ahead and walk to the room that's on the other side of that door, and find it to be open. And across from the door, there's a fire that sputters and struggles for life in the hearth, enough to where it's not even showing firelight like into the windows. This is why like this even just this light kind of catches you off guard, because you saw no indication of a light from the outside. Above this hearth hangs a framed family portrait, a noble father and mother, their 3 young sons, and a baby daughter in the father's arms. The sons are smiling in a way that suggests mischief. The parents look like uncrowned royalty. Wood paneling covers the walls of the room. A closet and a framed mirror flank the curtained window to the south. To the north is a wide canopied bed that lies pinned between matching end tables that have oil lamps. Stretched out on one side of the bed is a man dressed in black, his eyes each covered with a copper piece, and he bears a striking resemblance to the father in the painting, who bears a striking resemblance to the current way that Dima looks.
Bro, did they keep your dad dead in the fucking master bedroom? Are where are you from? The fucking Dahmer family, dude?
Good. It's family stuff.
Bro, that's more than family stuff, dude.
So what do you guys do?
I burned the fucking body, dude.
I'm bored. Of course, he's gonna give us some get back, get some kickback.
I take the copper off of the eyeballs.
Okay, you get 2 copper pieces and see. This man doesn't look as if he's decomposed a bit. He looks incredibly, for lack of a better term, freshly dead.
Can I put my fingers on his neck and check for a pulse?
Oh, he's dead. He's as stiff as a stick.
Do vampires have pulses?
It's a good question. But the body is stiff. The body has rigor mortis. It is stiffer than a brick.
Can I check the pockets?
Yeah, pockets look empty.
Is there anything by the bed?
You do see the end tables with the oil lamps. The only other thing, not anything right by the bed. No.
I'm gonna open the window.
Okay, you open the window.
And I'm gonna pick up the body. And I'm gonna throw it out the window.
Are you sure you want to do that?
I mean, I feel like we need to get rid of this body.
You guys have already left incredible evidence that you've broken into this house.
That's my mistake for what's not
So just be mindful.
I'm gonna whisper to Jude. Jude, can you use mold earth to bury this body? This has got to be a part of some weird ritual or something. I mean, who keeps a dead body in their bedroom?
I don't know if you want to let them know that we're here. Or
They already know. We haven't covered any of our tracks behind us.
You just removed 2 copper pieces from his eyelids. Someone's gonna know someone was in this room.
We should take the body. Get rid of it.
Why was there copper? It's like the Kiwis here.
Unless you think this is purely just some weird fetish. But I have a suspicion that there's probably more than meets the eye to them keeping their dead leader of the family in the bedroom.
Wait, is there any way I can do I recognize like copper over the eyes if it's like some
he's dead. Yeah, it just indicates he's dead. People will put copper over the eyes under the impression that like it's needed in the afterlife, like you're giving them coins to carry themselves over from one life to the next. You're not sure if that has any like ritualistic symbolism here, but he's dead. For you though, because you're magically inclined, why don't you go ahead and make me an Arcana check on this poor champ?
I'm magically inclined.
You are. You may make an Arcana check too if you'd like.
And because I'm a bard, I get a half my proficiency plus to all kinds of rolls.
You do.
21.
I'll let
What Arcana is wisdom?
It's intelligence.
I got a 13.
13. Jude, you've actually heard of the types of spell that could create this kind of effect on a dead body. It's a spell that's known as a gentle repose, and it's designed to keep a corpse from decaying. There's many reasons why someone might cast a spell like this, not least of which is the opinion that it retains the body, so that if you ever had the ability to do like a true resurrection, that becomes incredibly more available. But people will also do it for preservation purposes, just to ensure that the body doesn't decompose, as like an overkill of respect for the person who's passed away. You're not necessarily certain as to why it's happened, but the fact that it's laying in the bed, and this is the Wachter bedroom, like this would be Lady Fiona and her husband, which on the painting it says Lord Nikolai is the father, so this is Lord Nikolai and then his wife Fiona. This would be where they sleep. So the fact that he's been gentle reposed is, you imagine, could only be grief stricken, like a wife who's lost her husband but can't force herself to separate.
See the tragedy then.
But you just don't know if there's an ulterior motive. So it's weird. It's so
Ethan.
weird.
I decapitate the man.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Hey, that's Dima's dad.
You say that, what is gonna happen?
Dima likes
He can't get revivified anymore.
Like, what if you went to a
Dead.
funeral and
Dead.
someone chopped your dad?
Dude, we're in the house of vampires.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Prove it.
I mean, we know we're in the house of people that are working with Strahd,
Okay, fair enough.
and no one is in their beds in the middle of the night. And they were all a little cranky earlier. I don't know. I'm gonna decapitate the man.
First, but it's like chopping a dead horse's head off.
What do you have to decapitate a man's head?
No, you should take his face.
Ugh, you guys are disgusting.
I have a short sword.
Okay, Jude, you see as Romulus unsheaths his short sword while standing at the edge of the bed. Does that cause you concern?
I start lifting the short sword up.
Like, yeah, like he's pulled a short sword on a dead body. Like, is that concerning to you?
Oh yeah, I would wave my hands in the air, but not say anything. Like,
I do it. If he's not gonna physically stop me, I do it.
As the blade.
I'm gonna point at you and I'm gonna message. He's just laid to rest. There's no need to chop his head off.
I'm gonna pause, and I'll say back, what if they resurrect him? What if they plan to bring him back and turn him into a vampire?
From everything I've heard about Dima, his father was apparently a good person. It's the mother that was crazy.
What if they don't give him a choice? Good old dad.
Well, if you're in the process of true resurrection, you can still put the person back together even if their head's chopped off.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm very sure. I've read millions of books about divination and necromancy.
Can I roll it? I'd like to think back to my study of the magics and see if
You wanna
I
fact
believe
check him?
I'm. Yeah, I want to fact check him.
Yeah, make an Arcana check.
I got a 13.
A 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, True Resurrection is one of the most powerful restorative necromancies that are out there. In fact, a True Resurrection is one of the only necromancies that are like widely approved of by people. And the reason why is because it is a spell that, as legends would say, is capable of reviving people who've been dead for over 200 years. It will restore them if they've lost half their body in an atrocious accident. They've been eaten by a dragon. It'll restore the lower half of their body. If they've lost, a couple limbs here or there due to battles, like at the base of the elbow, it'll restore the whole missing limb. It is one of the most powerful spells that does exist.
Yo,
so he is right.
Ethan, what year is it right now in Barovia?
It is currently in the 800s.
And what?
They're not going
Or
to
no,
use.
sorry. It's in the 1400s, late 1400s.
They're not going to. They're not
what
going
year-
to use such a.
What year was the brotherly squabble?
That's a good question. I'm not going to answer you on that right now. That's a great question. I'm not going to answer you on that one.
They're not going to use such a powerful spell to resurrect him. They wouldn't do that.
Oh my!
If they were trying to reach whatever point, if they really wanted him resurrected, true resurrection would be the way. Because he has been dead for, I believe, a long time. He's just been. It looks like some sort of, I'd say, some sort of spell like gentle repose to keep him looking healthy-ish.
Are there other resurrection spells than those two?
Yeah, there's like Revivify, there's Resurrect, there's Reincarnate, but True Resurrection, he's right on the money. True Resurrection, doesn't matter what you do to this guy.
Yeah, but so resurrection will also bring this dude back, though. Because resurrection goes to a century, and that's 7th level.
Yeah.
I mean, still, they would be resurrected. If, like, whether or not the head's gone or not, they would still be resurrected.
There is another thing to consider, that if this is someone who is working with Strahd, and Strahd's already to some degree aware of your presence, this could be an action that enrages people working with Strahd, which could make things for you incredibly more complicated.
If they know it's us.
They're
True.
calling away the bros.
Did Strahd like sleep with us?
No, he doesn't.
What the? Say that again. Yeah, say it again. No, I bet Strahd is coddling deep. For Strahd. You guys are all out.
Alright, I'll leave the fucking body there.
The sword lowers as he's had it raised. And Jude, you notice right behind where the sword is, because your focus was a little focused on other things, you see on one of the higher shelves back behind Romulus is a locked iron shelf.
Locked iron shelf? What does that mean?
Sorry,
What?
a locked iron chest on the
Oh.
shelf. My bad.
Does this key open it?
You can attempt it.
I'll try.
Heavy duty, man. Heavy duty. I don't know. That's a 4 chest.
Okay, you attempt it, but it doesn't even fit. It's too big.
Is the chest openable without a key?
It does not look to be so. No, it does look like you need a key. It could be in the room somewhere. You're not sure.
I'm gonna scan the room.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
I'm gonna get you to make a plan.
I used my inspiration that you gave me, and I got a nat 20 with that.
Okay. Nat 20, you definitely find it. There is a key that is hidden under the mantle of the fireplace. On a hook.
That's a good normal.
And so you have to like reach your hand up in there and you pull it off this hook. You grab that key, you go to this chest, you unlock it, and upon opening up the chest, you are perturbed to find a set of human remains, skeletal remains. There are bones in here. the entire chest is laced with lead. And there's just a strip of paper that's on here that just says the word, or the acronym L.D. So the initials LD.
I'm gonna look at Jude. I'm gonna say, look for the initials LD in that book of yours.
I'll skim the book for LD.
You don't have to skim that much farther because you remembered immediately reading about an LD when you read about Lavina Wachter. Again, the thing that she's most known for was that she had captured a man named Leo de Lisnia and had imprisoned him inside of a tomb that she was entrusted. It is said that Leo, as you kind of read a little bit further, that Leo was one of the many nobles who betrayed Strahd and attempted to murder him on the day of his wedding. He escaped from Castle Ravenloft only to be hunted down and then killed. And it seems that the Wachters were capable of keeping his bones, from what you can see. There's actually a reason. If you want to make an insight check, we can see if maybe you can deduce that reason.
Sure.
Figure it out, magic.
You both can make that insight roll. I'll let you.
I got an 18.
I got a 12.
With an 18, Jude, you can imagine that the reason why you would keep bones inside of a lead-laced chest is so that it could not be found. And if they cannot be found, he cannot be resurrected. So they've held onto his bones purely to ensure that he remains dead.
So can we take the bones?
You have them. You could.
Yeah, let's take the bones.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Wait, I'm gonna message Romulus.
Ethan, will you be able to give me all the stuff I got out of that chest earlier? I didn't write it down, my bad.
Yeah. Jude, did you write any of it down?
I wrote down, I think, like 2 of it.
Okay, what'd you write down?
I wrote down 1, and it was the leather the leather satchel, and then the book, The Devil You Know.
Okay, so just to recap what you guys got, you have a silk bag that has 180 electrum. There's a leather bag with 110 gold.
There we go.
Okay.
The Wachter heirloom.
Oh no,
Okay.
The Devil We Know.
Okay.
The Grimoire of the Four Quarters by Devostis. Or Devostis.
Okay. And the letter?
And then the letter. The Wachter letter.
Alright. Well. Alright. What were you were gonna message me something, Katre?
Yes. Romulus, if we have these bones that belong to the enemy of the Wagner, we may be able to play against Strahd in some way as a bluff that we can resurrect him, or that we do have him resurrected.
Well, what if the priest will resurrect him? The priest back in town.
We can definitely ask. It might be a very difficult thing. I don't think he's as arcane inclined to do such a spell. But I mean, there's no harm in asking.
Well, I've got the gold to pay him now, and I'm gonna jingle the.
I did mean to ask. The only thing I was interested in that chest was the grimoire.
Yes.
If you're okay with me reading it.
Yes, just please inform me of the contents once you're done.
I will do that.
And I'll hand the book over.
Okay.
Let's go. Love me a good grimoire. Grimoire.
Okay.
Give me the
So
Is
you
it-
you grab that stuff. What do you do? So you're gonna take the bones, the full bones.
Yeah.
Are you gonna take the chest?
Fuck it, let's take the chest.
Well, I would leave the chest so they don't know we have them.
Okay, we'll leave the chest.
Okay.
Ethan, I want to put the copper back on his eyes.
Put the copper back on his eyes, and then you go and whose pack is? We're gonna have to say it's Jude's pack because Romulus's pack has a bunch of items in it now. I also forgot on the list of items that you got, there were 5 scrolls that you grabbed. They were wax sealed scrolls.
What were on them?
They're wax sealed, so you guys haven't opened them yet. You have
Like spells?
You don't know. You have to open the wax seal so that you can officially read them.
Let's open them.
Need to be crazy.
Scroll
Get
unboxing.
get to that in a minute. So Jude, you have Leo Delisnia's bones. And so you close the box, you put the box back, and then I'm assuming you're going to put the key back.
Yeah.
You tuck that key back underneath the... There you go. Okay. Is there anything else that you guys would like to look at in the bedroom? Look around?
My sanity?
Oh, you won't find it here.
It's not.
Not Nick's sister chained inside of a fucking black box?
Hey,
Good thing.
What do you mean? You're the one that abandoned her here, dude. Don't you hate me, dude.
I don't know if she's there, man.
We've put more effort to try and save her than you have in the last fucking 10 years.
Sounds.
Ouch.
You know what? I'll wait.
Damn.
I'll wait.
And guess what you're doing right now? That's right. Sleeping.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Dima didn't hear that, so it's okay.
And Dima never heard the cry. Okay, I'll stop.
Is there anything else you guys want to do in this room?
No.
That's actually what I was about to ask Romulus. I'm gonna cast message. Do you think there's anything else that we need here? Like, I feel like we're pretty well equipped.
Besides to rid them of this creepy body. No, I don't think so.
So we're ready to meet back with Elena.
Yes, so, but there's just something rubbing me the wrong way here. I mean, where did they go? Is there a back door? We were just here. The family was all inside. I mean, where could they have gone?
That's a fair point.
Is there any way you can maybe detect them, or is it some sort of searching spell?
I don't think so. I
cast eyesight. I can't see them.
If we're going to do anything, I think the last thing we should do is cover our tracks and try to close everything that we messed with and make sure it's all back to the way we found it before we leave.
Yeah.
Give ourselves at least as much time to get away from here before people are on the hunt. Ethan, I'm gonna go back to the library and I'm gonna start. Actually, Ethan, first I'm gonna go to the door that we tried breaking in, and I'm gonna mend the door back together.
Trust, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
it's
back.
magically reinforced. That's the part that Jude helped figure out.
I'm gonna go back to the library, and I'm gonna close the chest back up.
Okay.
And make sure the shelves closed.
As you tidy up the last of the items that you've kind of finagled with, you guys see one additional apparition. Dima's only in it for a moment, and he's actually closer to the age that he is currently. So, Dima, this was basically a pivotal moment for you that separated you from your family. So, you're only going to be in it for a moment. Your sister's there, and the remainder of your family's there. Everyone is kind of heartbroken over the death of your father, which has happened recently. And it is beginning to appear as if your mother, who you guys see, there's more apparitions now with the two older brothers of Dima, as well as his mother. You get the impression that your mother is solidifying herself as a iron-gripped matriarch of the family. And Dima seems to be this outlier of that. So Dima, if you want to explain what that looks like.
Well, so it's everyone's there. What are we doing again? Like, we're just talking right now?
Not necessarily. It's basically the last moment that you've ever spent with your family together. Before you split off from them. Concerning your sister.
Was she there? She was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was still, like, all facilities?
We're getting close to that not being the case. You can tell, your impression is like something's about to happen, and I don't like it, and I want to put a stop to it, but you really
are these apparitions, do they happen to kind of like transmit color as emotion as well?
They don't. No, they just look like ghosts.
Darn it, dude. That's fine. I mean, really, if it's the last moments Dima spent with his family, especially in the situation, like in this situation you're describing, it would have been him. I want to say on one hand, almost kind of being ridiculed by his brothers, because, well, we can get into that later.
Yeah, but there's no sound, so you can give off like it looks like he's being ridiculed.
But too,
they're jesting.
It would have been more so that the pleading with his mother to not kind of give in to all of everything that's overwhelming her with everything that she's going through in those moments. And I think that's where it would end too. So like, I don't think that in that scene he would have left quite yet, but he would have relentlessly pleaded for the opposite of what is today.
Yeah. And when Dima's apparition fades, you see it appears as if they've put this girl, the younger sister, onto a stone altar. And there's some ritual that's being performed in which now Fiona's wearing this like black ornate robe. Well, you wouldn't know it to be black, so that's my fault. But is wearing a more ornate robe than she was originally, and it's got like a hood on it and everything. And she's reading from this book, and is flipping through pages and gets to a point. And as she's trying to do the ritual, it looks like she's trying to cast a spell. The chest of the sister it looks as if someone's picking her up by purely the center point, like the sternum. So her whole body like lurches forward, and it's like you see this like apparition of what appears to maybe be like fire, not in color but just in intensity, as if it's departing from her mouth. And when the body sinks back in, there's this like steam or this like ghost-like smoke. And basically what she looks like past that is what you saw in that room. Basically crazy. So something happened, and it was inflicted. So the mother inflicted some damage to this girl that just broke her and turned her mad. And there's an element of that it seems Dima understood and was trying to prevent, but was incapable of doing so. And so in this final scene of apparitions, everyone's faded except for Dima, and he just appears to be holding like a locket, and that locket has an image of his sister on it. And you can see he's crestfallen, and that's when you start to see the booze, and so he's got handles of alcohol in his hand, and he's just looking at this locket and drinking, and it looks like he's drinking himself into a stupor. He looks so distraught and so full of pain, and then he closes it, he like holds it, and you can, the ghost just looks like he's crying, and then that ghost fades. Do you guys leave the house?
Proceed.
I mean, it's time to leave. We checked out everything.
You guys want to leave?
I want to check downstairs if there's like anything we missed really quick.
Yeah, you can attempt to if you want.
And I cleaned up all of my tracks.
Yeah. Dust on the ones.
Then yeah, I'll check
You
downstairs.
guys go downstairs?
Yeah.
So you guys head downstairs, and again, because of the nature of the staircase, the only way that you have to go is through those two doors that were on either side of the staircase from that main landing area. You can go through the one on your left or the one on your right.
The one on the left.
Okay, the one on the left opens up to be a kitchen, so it's a pretty large kitchen. There's a couple other doors in here which you could imagine are like probably like pantries or like larger like kitchen-based storage areas, because you imagine the Wachters aren't cooking their own meals. But yeah, what you see in here is a kitchen.
Is there anything else is there like a secret switch underneath the kitchen cabinet?
The kitchen looks like a kitchen. Yeah, there's nothing that's out of the ordinary.
Alright, I'll go check the other room.
Okay. When you open up the door to the other room, you see an ornate dining table that stretches the length of the room, in which a crystal chandelier hangs above it imperiously. The silverware is tarnished, the dishes chipped, yet all are still quite elegant. There are 8 chairs, their backs adorned with sculpted elk horns that surround the table, with arched windows made of a latticework of iron and glass that look out onto the small fog-swept estate.
That's
There are
it?
a couple doors in here, one on the northeast corner of the room and one on the northwest corner of the room.
I'll go check the northeast one.
Okay. The northeast door, when you open it up, appears as if it it leads you into the furnishing of a room that seems to be bereft of imagination, in which there are many simple beds that are that have equally austere wooden chests. This is where you would imagine that their servants sleep. So they have a small segment for their servants, and the chests would be where they keep their personal items. So even the servants are gone, because there's not a peep in this house.
Is there anything in the servants' chests?
Yeah, it's mostly going to be clothes, like maybe like a personal book, like nothing. They don't have anything of value. Little loot goblin trying to steal just a guy after his hard day of work. Made out with over 200 gold, and he's like, well, I wonder if these slaves have...
Maybe he's got some fucking...
He's going to the work chest.
Yeah.
Alright, what's in the other room?
Jude, do you open the other door while he's looking in the servants' quarters?
Wait, like, do I see him attempting to, like, take from the servants?
It does look like he's looking through their stuff.
I'm gonna message him. I'm saying, please don't take anything from the servants. They're not the people that serve Strahd. And then I'm gonna go and attempt to open another door.
Okay, when you open up that door, there's wood paneling, embroidered rugs, colorful furnishings, and a blazing fire that makes this chamber stifling. Again, very suspicious that there's a fire in this room, yet no light visible from the outside. This whole house has this just unearthly atmospheric element to it. Mounted above the mantle is an elk's head, which, by the way, is a part of the Wachter sigil. Across from the hearth, there are tall, slender windows that look out over the dead gardens. You can actually see Helena from here. She's currently sitting on a bench, just looking out and just watching.
Can I cast message on Helena? And I'm gonna whisper in a different voice. Behind you.
I immediately look behind me.
You look behind and just see the house.
I'm gonna shudder and just keep looking around.
Yeah. Fucked up.
Dude's gonna. Fuck, it's so funny. Really good.
There is, for Romulus' sake, there is another door inside of the servants' quarters that looks like it goes to maybe like the back end of the house, like potentially to a back, like backyard or back landing area. You're not certain, but there is another door here that you could check if you're so inclined.
I'll go check that out.
Okay. So you open up that door, and that leads you to what would be called a back vestibule. So how you had like that initial like front landing room where it was just like a couple doors. You have something similar in the back, and so you can see where the back door is, and then you have one additional door that's on the right side. That's across from the back door. And you imagine that it's somewhere that it would lead underneath this staircase. So it could be like a closet, or you're not really sure.
Okay, I'll go there.
Okay, you open up that door, and you see that there are servant coats and aprons that hang from hooks in this room, and boots that are neatly lined up against the wall.
I look behind the clothes. Is Narnia's closet in the back?
Make a perception check.
Okay, let me see. Oh, an unnatural 20!
You do find a door behind all the clothes.
Yo, I knew Narnia was back there.
Do you open it by yourself?
I'm gonna go get Judea.
Okay, you go grab Jude, who's currently inside of it. He's leaving the den and making his way back into the dining room. And you see you see Romulus run out from the servants' room.
And I'm gonna point. I'm gonna go.
You guys act like there's anyone in this room or in this house. There's no one in this house. You guys have now confirmed there's not a fucking person in this house. You
I'm gonna say
like,
I found a secret door.
Damn. Dima's sister doesn't mean anything.
I found a
she's
secret
mad.
door.
Okay, she's insane.
We've got to check out this secret door in the closet over here.
Okay.
Can you message the lady down the hill and let her know, and maybe she'll want to tag along?
The lady down the hill.
Or Helena?
Yeah.
I'll cast message on Helena.
Okay.
Helena, we found quite a bit of things here. I can see you from a window, and then I'm
Can I
gonna
look for him?
wait and
You look at the house. You can't see him.
Damn. Are
Tell
you
her,
done talking?
tell her we found a secret path and want to know if she wants to come with us. It leads underneath the house.
we found.
Wait, I don't know that. I was very presumptuous. I'm sorry. I don't know if it leads underneath the house. I haven't opened the door yet.
Did you tell me that you were waving to me?
He did. Yeah, and you don't see him.
Okay.
We found a secret path that Romulus believes it'll lead to a downstairs area, and we were wondering if you wanted to tag along.
You can respond.
Okay,
With
yeah, I
this-
don't know how the spell works. Well, I don't want to ask a question. Actually, Jude, you said that you were waving your hand. You were waving at a window. I don't see anyone.
Wait, I'm behind Helena, right?
Yeah, you're still waving at her.
There's more magic going on. You get the good old trickster from you.
Can I walk up to the door?
Yeah,
I want to see if I'm able to open it.
it does not open.
Am I still able? Can I still respond to Jude?
I will let you.
Because I would be responding to him as I'm walking towards the door.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't see you wave, and the front door is locked. I can't get in there anyways unless I break in, which I won't.
I'm gonna turn my head to Romulus. Romulus, Helena says the door's locked.
Well, it looks like we've only got one way to go then.
Also, the window here that we can see through, Helena cannot see through.
Are we in another dimension? What's going on here?
Oh no, dude.
This house.
I'm gonna open the door in the closet.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
You open the door to the closet, and it has a stone staircase that descends into the darkness.
I'm gonna go down.
Jude?
Before I go down, I'm gonna let Helena know we're heading down the passageway right now. I'll contact you once we're on our way back up.
Yeah. Now,
Can
I
I?
believe message does require you to be able to see them. So the fact that you can see Helena from the windows is beneficial when you're upstairs. Can you double check that for me on the spell while I'm describing what you guys are seeing when you guys are going down? Does message require you to be able to see someone? Because if so, you won't be able to contact her while you're down there.
My phone's about to die, so I have to switch to PC.
Okay.
1 foot of metal. On.
Are you sure, man?
Yeah,
You would have said I think, then. You would have said it is.
3 feet of wood. 2 feet of stone.
Yeah, so it definitely drops.
Okay. So,
1 foot of stone.
as you guys
1
head
foot of stone.
beneath the Wachterhaus, let me get the first room. You see iron torch sconces that cling to the wall of a stone staircase that cuts its way through the heart of the old house. As you continue downwards, you end in this large root cellar that has a dirt floor. There are 2 ascending flights of stone steps that are enclosed by wooden railings that stand across from one another. You are on one of them. You imagine the other one would potentially lead outside of the home. There are tracks in the earth that lead from one staircase to the other, and other trails go from both staircases to the center of the bare west wall. 4 neatly made cots are set in a row against the south wall.
What's in the south wall again? Sorry.
The south wall has the 4 neatly made cots.
Is anyone in the cots?
Nope.
Oh, maybe they can see us in the wall.
Is there more pathways?
You see that there are tracks that lead from the staircase you're standing on to the stone staircase that you imagine would lead outside of the home, and then tracks that go from those staircases to a west wall that is completely bare.
I'm gonna head to the bear part.
Okay.
The bear.
The
Yeah.
minute your foot touches the dirt, you start to hear a rumble from the ground around you.
Okay.
Do you keep walking?
No, I stop.
You stop. The rumbling stops after a second.
I look at the ground.
It looks like dirt.
Can I identify the ground?
If you have a minute.
Well, I can take the minute while he looks around.
You could try. Do you step onto the dirt?
I put my hand on the dirt. Wait, I can hold earth.
You can.
Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna Romulus, follow my lead. I can
Okay.
keep the ground from falling. So I'm gonna step where Romulus is, and I'm gonna mold the earth so it stays there.
Okay. You're gonna find that as you get on, as you both are fully on the dirt, it begins to shake again. And so you cast Mold Earth to prevent it from shaking. And I need you to go ahead and make a contested spell check. So you're gonna go ahead and make a spell casting. I'm gonna say spell casting attack roll. Against these contested rolls.
Versus the floor. Looking good. 15.
15. Something is fighting you to get out of the ground, and you are successful in keeping it at bay. But you can feel that there's something in there that's fighting you. And so you have to sit still and hold on to the spell, otherwise it will move. Is Mold Earth a concentration spell?
No, it's a cantrip.
It is a cantrip.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says I can lock in two things at a time. It's two squares, so 5 by 5.
Mm-hmm. So you have 3 rounds that I'm going to give you to maintain this spell. Otherwise, whatever's underneath it is going to come out. So, Romulus, you have 3 rounds to figure out what to do. Otherwise, you guys either have to get ready for what comes out or leave. What is the first thing you're going to attempt to do?
And the ground is shaking,
Not really anymore, because he's holding it off.
and there's 4 cots.
There's 4 empty cots.
And what else is in the room?
There are tracks that lead from each staircase, the one that you just went down, and the one that you imagine goes outside, that goes to a barren west wall. That is it.
Can I go to the west wall?
Yeah, you walk straight up to the west wall.
Is there anything on anything?
Make a perception check.
14?
14. On this initial look, you don't really notice anything. But the tracks go underneath it, so there has to be something. So go ahead and make a second check. This is round 2.
Can I dig?
You do not have the time to dig. No.
Fuck.
Make another perception check.
A 4.
Okay. You still don't find any reason why these footprints are going through this door. You can make one final perception check. This would be round 3. If you want. I would recommend giving yourself guidance on this if you can. Or potentially
Okay, I will.
giving yourself another enhance ability if possible, and doing what I think it's Owl's Wisdom or whatever that may be. Giving yourself an inspiration dice if you can, if you have bardic inspiration that you can spend on yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I wanna give myself guidance. Wait, and you said I can give myself a bonus with bardic inspiration?
I don't know if you're capable of giving them to yourself. I don't know if that's like
I don't
a
think I
specific
can.
bard thing. I think some bards can do it, but not all.
And then... okay. Then a D6. Oh, fuck. A 12?
12. Yeah, you are incapable of finding anything that would suggest. And with that, Jude, you're unable to hold back the tide. I say tide, just a couple. Skeletons that burst their way out of the ground, making their way near you guys as you guys are trying to hold them off. I need you guys to go ahead and roll initiative real quick. There are 3 skeletons that burst up out of the ground.
Oh, god damn it.
I got an 18.
18?
I got a 7.
7. Okay, Jude, you're up first.
I'm gonna fireball one of the skeletons.
Make an attack roll.
Natural 20.
Okay, that's a crit.
Slow down, Bucko.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be 10 rounds, man. Just like you're that guy. Okay, yes. Sure.
Let's roll 2d20. Or sorry, 2d10. My bad.
D20.
2d10. You know what I mean?
Now that's a lot of damage.
Ooh, 17.
17.
17. You
17.
incinerate one skeleton. It just completely burns, and then the skeleton stops being animated and collapses to the ground dead. Then Romulus, it is your turn.
I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery on the skeleton.
Okay, you go ahead and give a verbal dig at one of the skeletons to roast it. Do I have to make a spell save?
Yeah, I think so.
I think what is it? Can you tell me?
Sorry, let me look. It's loading. You unleash. I don't. Wisdom save.
Wisdom. It rolls a 13.
That's a fail.
Okay, so it goes ahead and takes damage.
D4. Do I add anything to that? 1 damage.
1 point of damage.
And it has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes
That is
before
good
the
to-
end of its next turn.
That is good to know. The skeletons are up next. It's going to be 1 attack at each of you. One's at disadvantage. We'll make that the one against Gabe. So we'll start against Romulus. So we rolled a 10 and a 16. So does the 10 hit?
No.
Okay, so you dodge it. Jude does a 22. Does a 22 hit?
Yeah, 22 hits. Yeah.
22 hits for 8 points of piercing damage as it stabs you with a short sword. And then Jude, it is your turn.
Yes, he goes down. No speed. Oh man. Hey, you got to use the roll. That's pretty cool. Hey, use the roll. Let me roll for you, dude.
I'm gonna firebolt the other one.
The one directly on you, or the one that's off on Gabe, on Romulus?
The one on Romulus.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Oh.
Natural 1.
A natural 1. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oh no!
You better roll another natural 1. A double negative is a positive. No, what are you doing? Roll a d20. What are you
I'm doing David.
He said roll an attack.
Well, roll an attack.
6 plus what? 14.
14. Romulus, does that hit you?
14, no.
No. Romulus, you narrowly dodge a stray firebolt that looked like it almost hit you. As it seems that Jude, we'll say because you have a combatant directly on you, the skeleton like grabs your hand, and in the process of it, it throws your whole aim off, and bam, you almost hit your companion. Romulus, you're up.
Vicious Mockery.
Okay. We're gonna dig it to death. It's going to be 4, so you get to roll again for damage.
2.
2, it's taken 3 points of damage. Alright, we're back to attacks from the skeletons.
You
Jude,
belong underground in a grave.
Jude, does a 12 hit you?
12 does not hit me.
Okay, and then does a 7 hit you, Romulus?
No.
All right, Jude, you are up.
I'm gonna pull out my dagger, or no, I'm gonna use my quarterstaff. I'm gonna smack the skeleton to death.
Make an attack roll.
10.
A 10 just hits this one.
You fucking son of a bitch. Wait, I would add my proficiency, right? No. And you're not proficient.
Yeah, you're proficient with quarterstaffs, I think.
Oh, you are? Yeah, if you're proficient with it, yeah.
I think so, because you're proficient with light as a wizard. You have to be proficient with the quarterstaff. There's no freaking way you can't be.
Wait, and it's strength based, right?
It is strength based.
Okay.
But skeletons are vulnerable to bludgeoning damage, so you get to add a second D8 to that damage.
Let's go.
And 8 damage in total.
8 damage in total. Okay. You kill this skeleton. It breaks apart. You bop it.
Another one.
Romulus.
Easy.
Vicious mockery.
All right. We got another vicious mockery. It rolls a 5. Go and roll some damage.
Chicken leg, motherfucker.
4 damage.
4 points of damage. You
You smell of death.
have viciously mocked this skeleton to death. It explodes in a shower of bone. And you guys survive the skeletons. Weak little skeletons. Okay. Now that Barren West Wall is a little bit more open for you guys to not have to worry about the pressure of time, and you guys find that it actually opens from a central axis. Do you open this wall?
Yes.
As the wall opens, as you push it open, you see flickering candles and iron holders that fill this room with light and shadows. The room has a 10-foot high ceiling and a large black pentagram inscribed on the stone floor. At each point of the pentagram rests a wooden chair. Seated in 4 of the 5 chairs are men and women in black robes with hoods.
2 characters.
The young man has the face of an angel. There is a balding hulk of a man, a squat middle-aged woman, and a taller, younger woman. All of them are dead. Their heads bowed down, dead. Bleeding profusely from several areas of their body based on, bloodstains. And it seems like they've given their lives sacrificially. As in the center of this room is a stone altar, upon which there is a man. The man's entire chest cavity looks as if it's been ripped open. More so, it looks like it's been burst open. His entire mouth and his teeth it's a mangled mess by his head, and he's got several indentations across his body, as if he's been bound by something. It is a grisly sight. But all you hear in the silence, since you guys have no word of shock or anything, you hear in the silence, free, and a slight breeze float past you. What do you guys do?
I want to message Romulus. Do you think it would be a good time to leave now?
Yeah, we probably shouldn't stay down here any longer.
Jude's gonna immediately start to walk away.
Yeah, you guys run back to the cellar room and try the other staircase that you assumed would lead outside. Sure enough, there's a set of cellar doors that are outside of the house. You guys burst them open from inside, close them, and run your way over to the garden where Helena is currently still keeping guard. Helena, you see your friends running from the other side of the house. They've run all the way around. They are panting. They look to be in some level of a panic. Have made it to you, and they stop. And
Oh my god. What happened? You were in the house and now you're not?
We've got to go
what's
now.
going on?
No questions. We can answer them later. We need to leave.
Sure, let's go back to the inn.
You guys hurry rushedly to the inn, where you make your way back safely. You get into your room. You see Dima laying in a bed. It's kind of curled over. He's sleeping. A little bit of a sleep snore. Are you guys loud in your arrival back at the tavern, or are you guys like, oh shit, Dima's sleeping, we should be a little quiet?
Quiet.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, you're quiet. Dima, go ahead and make a perception check at disadvantage.
No, dude, I'm so toasted, bro. I sleep.
I know.
Guy.
That's why I'm giving you disadvantage.
Nice. Perception?
Hmm?
9.
9. You slightly wake up, but not in a sense where like you're paying attention to anything. So it's like, I heard something. Okay, come back.
I bash Dima over the head and knock him out. No, just kidding.
No. So the three of you are gathered in the room with Dima. Dima's currently sleeping.
I throw everything out that I stole on the table.
Alright, well if he's just throwing everything out, Dima, you wake right back up. Since you were just kind of slightly awake to the clang.
Damn, I should have been more careful about my word choice.
To the clang of things getting thrown
Wait,
onto the
we
ground.
could go into my room. We can be in my room.
He's already done it.
Damn it.
I didn't know
Laying
Omar had a
stuff on the
room.
floor.
Yeah, I have a separate room from you guys.
I guess
Dima's still asleep.
We'll wait for Dima while he's in the process of waking
No,
up.
Dima just left
But
because
you-
he's still asleep.
You throw everything onto the floor. You're just piling it out. And Dima, you wake up to this. Oh, you have a bloody nose?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm sorry. They didn't mean to wake you up that bad. But yeah, you wake up to it. So you hear the clang. It sounds like the clang of metal, specifically, and then a couple heavy tomes get thrown onto the floor.
Can I see it? And I'm gonna look at it, and I'm gonna say,
You turn around rapidly, and you kind of squint at it and look.
yeah. The second I recognize even a single one of those objects, I want to say,
The only object that you recognize is the pipe and one
Damn.
of the books. Because Jude has the genealogy. You recognize, and you don't recognize it based on the title, you recognize it on familiarity. It's a book that your mom used to always write in.
Wait, is it the Grimoire? Because I have the Grimoire.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's The Devil is a Part-Timer.
The devil we know. The devil we know is on the floor.
It's a fucking manga.
Dude, Dima keeps fucking falling back asleep, dude. Bro, Dima's role-playing Nick right now, dude.
Yeah, damn.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you immediately see it's a family heirloom. It's a pipe that gets passed down from lord to lord. So whenever the next lord of the family gets determined, the pipe gets passed down and they get to etch themselves into the pipe. So your late father, Nikolai, had it and hadn't decided who was going to become the next heir of the family. So it had not got passed down yet. And then furthermore, there's a book that you always used to see your mother write in. And they have that. Along with like scrolls, 2 bags of money.
Do I see that he woke up?
Oh yeah. Yeah, once you started throwing things on the ground, he jerks himself
I'm gonna
up.
put my finger up in the air as in like a silence towards Dima. And I'm gonna say, not a word from you, Dima. You've kept many secrets from us. And now it is time for us to discover what's been under the rug.
What happened, please? Yeah, still like squinty eye, like rubbing his
While
eyes.
you guys are fighting with each other, my wife found a bug in the bathroom. I gotta go kill it. So you guys fight amongst each other. I'll be right back.
Dima's gonna just keep rubbing his eyes and be like, oh, my prince. So Kitty is out of bag, yes?
I'm gonna pick up the heirloom, and I'm gonna hand it to you. I'm gonna hold it out towards you, and I'm gonna say, "I think this belongs to you."
I'll take it, and I'll just kind of hold it in my lap, and I'll say, well, it does not necessarily belong to me. Just belong to family, but maybe one of these days it will belong to me. We'll see. Forgive me. Still waking up right now.
Before you get mad at the things that we've done, I want you to know that we saw apparitions of you and your sister during your childhood. Jude and I saw you and your sister painting in the second floor hallway, splashing paint at one another. We saw you in the library, you helping your little sister learn and study. And we found your sister locked like a caged animal, chained to a bed in that house, in a room with no windows, and the only door seems to be protected magically. There was nothing we could do to get inside.
Dima, you have no idea the extent of how your sister is currently. So that comes as a shock to you.
Jude spoke to her. And you want to know what Jude told me, Dima? That she was terminally ill, that she had gone insane.
No. Dima refused. My sister, I will save my sister. And Dima kind of finishes waking up the rest of the way, and you see he looks at everybody in the party, and then he centers back on Romulus, and he goes, before my mother and my father, but before my father passed away and before my mother lost her mind, they were very loving parents, and they taught me a lot. And my dear sister is the only person that I've ever felt that nearly amount of love for. So if you tell me she is savable, then I will do anything to save her. It's been my plan all along. It's been to save my sister. I just don't know what capacity or wherein or a lot of these things. But as upset as you think I may be, you guys seem to have done me a favor in locating my sister and telling me how she's doing and all these things. I think this is good progress, my friends.
If your definition of savable is back to the way that she used to be, I don't think that can ever happen. But we might be able to get her out of there.
Get her out is the start, and we go from there. I'm sure that you guys need to rest, but rest not long. And leave soon. He'll kind of pick himself all up together. Dima's gonna start getting all of his belongings together. And say that you kind of haven't seen Dima put himself together.
I've never felt such a darker presence than being inside of that home, Dima.
That's the mother lost it when father passed.
Were you aware that your father's body is in perfect condition, placed in the master bed, like he's asleep there?
That you had no idea of either. Your mother refused to let any of you guys into her room after your father had passed away. That comes as like a horrific shock.
Dima's gonna get a little cheeky with this one though. He's gonna kind of smirk at you. He's gonna go, well, if that was the darkest of the Wachter family secrets, my jig would have already been up. My father was a bad man, but everyone walked through this that were just bad men all the way through.
And we've got a chest of bones belonging to a man who supposedly stood up against Strahd and betrayed the Wachners. And it seems the family has kept his bones there as to prevent him ever being resurrected.
Am I aware it's the Descenians?
Yes. Yeah. That's not something that they would have kept hidden from you.
You see Dima, though, when you bring that up, you kind of just... Descenius scum. I could give two Strahd ass for him.
I don't know why you're so offended. He stood up against Strahd. Whose side are you really on here, Dima?
I'm on the side of me and my sister. You look at Barovia and tell me what these family allegiances have gotten anybody. Ethan, out of character real quick. Dima is aware that Strahd killed his own brother, right?
No.
Fuck.
You're aware that his brother died, and that Strahd is a cause of that death.
But it wasn't like 1-for-1. But
yeah, you don't know if like it was like he was the one who did it, or if it's like attributed to him in the same way that we say that Hitler killed a whole bunch of people in the Holocaust.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. It just changes my wording a little bit. So cutting back, Dima then goes, even the Dark Lord of this land, his own brother passed, and nobody batted an eye. I wonder why. No, I care not for family allegiance. I care for me, myself, and my own. I care about all of you guys. I will make sure that you leave this Barovian land safely. But please help me get my sister back safely.
We didn't want to leave her in there anyways, but there was nothing we could do at the time to get her out.
No, I trust me, I know. Strahd is a very tight grip man. It's hard to maneuver around him. That's why it's taken me many years. But we will do it soon. Soon! We must prepare. And then Dima goes back to preparing his stuff.
Okay. With that, you guys kind of call it for now. Jude, after everything that you've noticed, what is one thing about your perception of Dima that you think is on Jude's mind? Romulus has made his very apparent. But what about you?
What's the word? I think I have more of a soft spot for Dima.
Mm-hmm.
Because just finding out what happened to his sister.
Yeah. And you think about that and you realize like a lot of the Dima that you've really kind of experienced is really more of a broken man than like an actual put together man, which I mean it's understandable because you've met him as a town drunk, and now it helps kind of bring light to like what that is and maybe why he's been so willing to help you and why he's wanted to journey with you, and like all of that is kind of from this personal desire to either save his sister or get vengeance for his sister or whatever it may be. It really puts him into perspective, and you think about that while you're kind of getting your stuff put down to rest because you're gathering up your things, you're putting everything down and going to bed, and so you grab your tomes and the two that you've just gotten and you pull out the Wachter genealogy and the grimoire, and before you go to bed, do you want to flick through any of them just real quick, or is there?
I'd like to read my book too.
We'll get to that. So we'll get to full readings next session. But this is specifically as the last scene.
There is one thing I want to mention. Just as my race, I don't actually sleep.
Okay.
So I'd be lightly going through the grimoire.
You want to go through the grimoire?
Yeah.
Okay. You pull the genealogy out and kind of nestle it on your stand. And when you grab the grimoire and you hold it in your hands, you look at it. It gives off it honestly gives off a blasphemous depiction. like, this seems unholy. And you open it, and the Grimoire of the Four Quarters is written by an infamous diabolist, which is what you would call someone who studies into the realms of conjuring devils, of binding devils, named Devastus, who was drawn and quartered for his fell practices, which means he was punished quite severely, yet he did not die. From that, you have kind of reason to believe that these are his personal writings in terms of like what he's worked on. You skim through it and start reading it a little bit loosely just throughout the night, and so many things are listed here in terms of demonic binding and infernal binding. So going out into these realms, which they title the Nine Hells or the Abyss, and grabbing the creatures who live there and forcing them into the bodies of people, whether willingly or unwillingly. The willing inhabitants are allowed to create these like fusion personas where they exist in this twofold manner, where they share the host person, the essence isn't overridden, as well as the possessed person. But those who are unwilling are just completely obliterated. There's one ritual in here that, like, it stops you in your tracks. And it looks exactly like the last image you saw in the home, with the people around the pentagram, with themselves sacrificed before this altar, with this man as if something had burst out of him. And in fact, the details of this is very clear. That is exactly what has happened. Someone has bound a devil to that person. It is a full demonic binding in which the entity has now fully gone from the Nine Hells into this realm. So it is a full conjuration. And there's just one word that just leaves you confused, and it's Ramondracore. And you hear that voice again that just goes, you slam the book closed and you just put it off to the side. And that's where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, for all of you guys who were watching us, thank you guys for your patience for today. With a little bit of a later end, just because of what we were doing and how difficult it was to get out of that. Thank you guys so much for that. I really appreciate you all. We hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Stay safe. Make sure that you tell someone that you love them. Have a great week. Work hard, play hard, and we will catch you guys in the next one.
Later.
Bye.